In 2021, BNPL spending in the US increased by a whopping 230%, and this trend is only continuing to grow. For many years, stores have allowed customers with a limited budget to pay for expensive items in installments, but not anymore. Today, BNPL is a popular payment method that allows shoppers to spread the cost of their purchase over time. This can be helpful for budgeting purposes or if you make a large purchase but don't have the funds available upfront. BNPL services likely began in the 1980s with department stores such as Nordstrom introducing private label credit cards. However, the roots of BNPL can be traced back to the 1840s when high-value purchases like furniture or farm equipment could be paid off in weekly or monthly installments. Although there are some potential risks associated with BNPL such as stacking up debt or missing payments, it can be a useful tool if used responsibly. There is a huge surge in popularity of BNPL fintech during mega shopping events like Black Friday. 1 in every 5 Gen Z shoppers in the UK opted for BNPL options this Black Friday. So, what is it about this fintech trend that's making it so popular? Let's take a closer look at how BNPL works and what benefits it offers shoppers during the holiday season. This fantastic financing option allows customers to purchase any product or service without worrying about the payment due immediately. They can take out a short-term loan to cover the cost and repay it in full or through installments later. This not only lowers the financial burden on consumer at the moment but also contributes to quicker and smoother transactions overall. BNPL is a type of short-term financing that allows customers to make purchases and pay them for later, often without incurring interest. BNPL agreements, often called point-of-sale installment loans, have become a more common way to pay, especially for online purchases. While traditional banks have been hesitant to get involved in the BNPL market because they are worried it will take business away from their credit cards, startups have been leading the charge in adoption. BNPL can be a convenient option for consumers, but it's important to be aware of the terms and conditions and potential costs involved, as well as to make sure that regular payments can be made on time to avoid incurring additional fees or damaging credit scores. Benefits of Buy Now, Pay Later. Global demand for BNPL concept is increasing as countries recover from the pandemic's aftermath. Unlike the pre-pandemic period, offline companies have seen a precipitous drop in the client footfall. BNPL and no-cost EMIs may help businesses absorb this impact because of their many benefits. Here are some of the specific benefits retailers will enjoy by implementing a BNPL option. Seamless onboarding and frictionless approval. Contrary to bank loans and credit cards, BNPL operators do not require tedious paperwork and cumbersome procedures. To begin with transactions, customers may register for BNPL with an electronic KYC, allowing companies to launch the sales process immediately. Better purchase experience during Black Friday and other holidays. Businesses that provide customers with diverse and flexible payment methods increase customer satisfaction and experience as a result. In terms of consumer satisfaction, businesses offering flexible payment options such as BNPL and interest-free EMIs have an advantage over those with inflexible and conventional payment alternatives. Uptick in revenues for retailers. BNPL assists customers in making the cart valuation more affordable. Because of this, it is increasing in popularity and assisting retailers and small enterprises in generating more cash. BNPL is more widespread among millennials and members of Gen Z. When expanding one's outreach to this target consumer demographic, the BNPL model may be a game-changing strategy. Possibility of repeat purchases. A positive consumer experience increases customer retention. If consumers like their shopping experience and have access to simple payment methods, they are likely to return to the same business for future purchases. They are more likely to stay loyal to the financial institutions that provided them with hassle-free shopping experience for Black Friday. Win-win for fintech and banks. Fintechs gain from a simpler and faster merchant and client acquisition process, a decrease in credit risk, and an increase in transactions. Due to decreased regulatory capital requirements, banks may use their current capabilities such as more lending terms and conditional flexibilities and enhanced capital usage. BNPL also presents the potential for cross-selling to banking and fintech customers who are more likely to be engaged. Pros and cons of BNPL. Buy now, pay later financing agreements allows customers to pay for things over time without interest charges. And it's possible to get approved for this type of financing even if you have been shut out of other loan options due to a low credit score. BNPL loans don't add to your credit card debt, but they add to your personal loan debt. They don't usually affect your credit score, namely because they are often too brief to be reported to the credit bureaus at all. On the downside, getting them and paying them off doesn't help you establish a good credit either. You also miss out any perks that credit cards offer, such as a cashback or reward points. And if you want to return an item you bought via BNPL, it can get complicated. You should get your money back, of course, but there can be a delay until the merchant informs the BNPL lender of the refund. You may have to keep on making payments in the meantime. If you don't, the payments might be marked tardy or missing, and then you could incur fees. And late payments will eventually ding your credit score. Tech companies like Amazon, PayPal, Apple, etc. are also looking to establish a strong presence in the BNPL space. In fact, Global Data, a data and analytics company, forecasts that BNPL market will exceed $1 trillion by 2030, partly owing to the participation of big tech. By 2030, regulatory organizations will have cleared up the opaque BNPL business by enforcing strict transparency and credit checks, the report predicts. Stay tuned for our next video on BNPL apps and their pros and cons. Till then, keep following IdeaUsher.